So, welcome dear all. Today we will be discussing a topic, a very important topic in income tax, and it's very important question from examination point of view also. The question is, what is residential status of individual and give its tax implications. So we'll be discussing the residential status of individual. Before we start with the conditions that how an individual can be resident in India, first and foremost, the thing should be very much clear that certain points I'll be speaking, and these points you should jot it down in your notebook also. Tax is levied in India not on the basis of citizenship, not on the basis of domicile, but rather on the basis of the residential status of a person in India. Person definition is already known to you. It's vast. It includes individual, HUF, firm, company, AOP, BOI, artificial juridical persons. So, residential status matters over here. And residential status, when I say residential status of individual, so an individual can be either resident or he can be non-resident. This is the first thing, either resident or non-resident, and then under resident we have further category, that is whether the individual is ordinarily resident or not ordinarily resident. So I will be writing at ROR and NOR for the time being. So I repeat, ordinarily resident or not ordinarily resident. So remember, a person, Mr. John, he can be citizen of America, but for income tax purpose, Mr. John can be ordinary resident in India and he has to pay tax which is highest as compared to the status which he has to pay if he is proved as not ordinary resident or non-resident. So when I say that what is the tax implication of the residential status, so I'll make this thing clear first, because only then the conditions you will be understanding it in a more effective way. Tax implication on ROR is highest because all of the Indian and foreign income is taxable under this category. Tax implication in case of non-resident is least because only and only Indian income is taxable. Only Indian income is taxable in this category. Here Indian and foreign both are taxable, here only Indian is taxable. Now we are left with the middle one, that is non-ordinary resident. Now in this case we can say moderate tax implication. Why moderate I say? Because all Indian income he has to pay tax, but a special foreign income. Now which is that special one? That category, any business or profession, business controlled from India, but it is being running or being done outside India. So foreign business done in London but is being controlled from India, or a profession which is done over here, practice over there, but is set up in India. So that is a special category over here in case of not ordinary resident. So highest tax implication in case you are proved this ROR, least if proved not resident, and somewhere in mid, that is not ordinary resident. Now how are you going to be proved? Which thing matters? So when we have to see the residential status, so mind it, remember the word, that what we are going to do is we are to see the physical state of the person, of that individual in India. So the things are going to revolve about that for how many days the person, that individual has stayed in India. Better is if you get a question of individual only, then you use the word individual again and again. Don't write the word person over here, because person has a bigger implication. That is a broader definition. It includes individual. So let us take up, when we have to prove an individual as a resident. So first and foremost, under section 6 subsection 1, there are basic conditions. So basic conditions are given, and remember the word either or. So either both, यहाँ पे you are going to have only one thing, that is only one condition has to be proved, either A or B. So what are these A or B? First of all, if this individual has stayed in India in the relevant previous year for at least 182 days, or now if, let me write down over here, at least 182 days. This has to be remembered, at least 182 days. Or the second condition, if it is not proved, then there is another condition. What is that condition? If this individual had been in India for a period of at least 365 days, in previous years preceding the relevant previous year. Preceding the relevant previous year. Now, how many previous years preceding the relevant previous years? 4. Remember over here. So, I repeat. If this individual had stayed in India for a period of at least 365 days during 4 years immediately preceding the relevant previous year. So let me put it up over here. So I say 365 days. When I say at least, so this again, let me write down at least, otherwise. So at least 365 days during 4 previous years immediately preceding the relevant previous year. And there is an and for and I am writing a plus sign. This is also to be fulfilled, and he must have stayed in India for a period of at least 60 days during the relevant previous year. So at least 60 days in relevant previous year. So I am using two terminologies. One is previous, over here relevant previous year again and again. So relevant previous year is, suppose if our previous year for which we are going to compute the tax liability, that is 2020-21, then our assessment year is 2021-22. And if our previous year is 1920, as it is in this case, if our previous year, that is the income earned, is during 1920, then our assessment year is 2020-2021, and this is your relevant previous year, because our whole mechanism, we are going to calculate the income and the income tax liability on the basis of this year. This is the relevant previous year. And when I say 4 years preceding the relevant previous year, so 4 years means what? We can calculate 18, 19, 17, 18, 16, 17 and 15, 16. So this becomes these 4 years immediately preceding the relevant previous year. Means during these years at least 365 days, and during the relevant previous year, that is in this year, at least 60 days if this individual has stayed. So either this condition is fulfilled or the first one is fulfilled. Here at least 182 days is in relevant previous year. So that is I am talking about this year. So if any one condition is fulfilled, individual becomes resident. Now how to become ordinary resident or not ordinary resident. So for that, section 6 subsection A, better is, in order to memorize, I use it like this only. So additional conditions, and in additional conditions there are again two conditions and you have to satisfy both the conditions, and we are doing ROR category, that is ordinary resident category. In this category, A condition and B condition both have to be fulfilled. So what is A? A condition says the individual must have been resident in India for a period of at least, when I say that he must have been resident for India, then resident number of years are going to come. Resident means the first basic conditions should be satisfied. At least 2 out of 10 previous years immediately preceding the relevant previous year. And B condition is the individual must have been in India for a period of at least 730 days during 7 previous years immediately preceding the relevant previous year. So over here let me write down. So resident in at least, when I say resident, it means the section 6 subsection 1 conditions. So resident in at least 2 out of 10 previous years immediately preceding the relevant previous year. And which is the second condition? Second condition is on the basis of stay. So he must have stayed in India for a period of at least. I am using this word at least again and again. Don't forget to write, otherwise this is law. Either you write down at least word or you write the otherwise 2 years or more, 730 days or more, so something like that. So better is you write at least 730 days. Now this is when? This is during the 7 previous years immediately preceding the relevant previous year. So if basic condition is satisfied plus both the additional conditions are satisfied, then the individual will become resident and ordinary resident. So he will be ROR. Clear? And now what are the conditions of non-ordinary resident? So I am writing it over here. In that case you have to write down over here OR. And what are the conditions? He must have been non-resident. Remember, A condition is he must have been non-resident in India for at least, for यहाँ पे you can ignore at least word also, because we are writing non-resident in India for 9 previous years out of 10 previous years immediately preceding the relevant previous year. You can ignore the word at least over here. These are the conditions of NOR, additional conditions. So non-resident in at least 9. You can skip at least, if you even write down, no problem, because he can be non-resident in all or 9. Okay? 10 के 10 साल भी non-resident रह सकता है. It can be anything. Then in that case, B category. Here we have written what? He must have been in India for a period of at least 730 days. This was for ROR. But when I write down for NOR, I have to write the opposite. So what I will be writing? So I will be writing, he must have stayed in India for a period of 729 days or less. So period of 729 days or less. Then during the 7 previous years immediately preceding the relevant previous year. So 729 days or less means हमें condition भी satisfy होने देनी. That is why additional conditions नहीं पूरी होने देनी, and that's why the person will be called as not ordinarily resident. I hope the things are clear. So if basic condition is clear but additional condition is not clear, so additional condition पूरी नहीं हो पाई, there is something problem, then the person means either these conditions, because आप देखो कि हमने ROR की कंडीशंस अगर नहीं फुलफिल की पाए तो सिंपली हम ये कहेंगे दैट द पर्सन हैज बिकम नॉट ऑर्डिनरी रेजिडेंट. So it becomes NOR. I'll make a tick chart sign so that you are able to clear. And the last one is what? Last status is non-resident. So non-resident तो बड़ा simple है because if he fails to fulfill even one of the basic condition. Now let's revise basic condition क्या था? Basic condition था सेक्शन 6 सब सेक्शन 1 एटलीस्ट 182 डेज है ना. सो अगर वो पर्सन ही इज नॉट इन इंडिया in the previous year for a period of 182 days, or he was not in India for a period of at least how many over there 365 days है ना. 365 days during the 4 previous years immediately preceding the relevant previous year, and he was in India for a period of less than 60 days during the relevant previous year. मतलब उसका बिल्कुल ऑपोजिट बोल देना है हमने जो हमने 6 सब सेक्शन 1 में लिखा था. तो वो पर्सन कौन हो जाएगा? द पर्सन विल बी नॉन रेजिडेंट. सॉरी, नॉट द पर्सन, इंडिविजुअल. लेट मी चेक. Individual will be non-resident. So I hope the things are clear to you. And if you get this question exam, you can add on by writing to the exceptions to the rule of 60 days. That is, if a person of Indian origin comes to India for a visit, so in that case what will happen that this 60 days condition of the basic condition, it will go and it will change up into 182 days. Clear? So, and if a person who is going out of India as a member of crew and for the employment purposes, he is going out of India never to return back during that year or maybe never. So in that case also, whenever he comes back again, because he was out of India for employment purposes, no? So in that case, we can say that again the period of 60 days is going to be revised to 182 days. That is, a benefit is given to them in order to get them proved as resident, ordinary resident. So that's it. All the best. When you attempt this question, this theory question, do write an example also along, which are there in your book. You can write down an example so that you get good marks. So stay blessed and God bless you all. Thank you.